Millets are called superfoods, and there is a reason why they are called superfoods. They are very nutritious, they are protein heavy. Also, they're very dense. They fill you up easily. Essentially, they can replace rice and wheat. They can solve the problem of malnourishment. Most importantly, these are sustainable crops to grow. They require very little water. They're also good for the health of the soil. Truly, these are miracle greens.
India is on a millet revival mission, and the intention is clear: to bring this powerhouse of nutrients back to our kitchens and beat the perception that these are bland, coarse grains and are a poor man's food. Did you know the staple food of ancient India was millet, not rice? What used to be bland, gluten-free whole grains are now finding their place back onto our plates, and health experts couldn't be more delighted. A low glycemic index makes them an ideal rice substitute, good for cholesterol, diabetes and weight loss.
When we were expecting our daughter, I got gestational diabetes, and I managed the entire diabetes just by eating millet-based food. So we already knew that it was very, very nutritious and it was good for the farmers, and it was very helpful in weight loss also. We knew that as well, because even then ragi and bajra and jwar, at least dietitians were talking about it. This was 2013-14, around that time. But when I ate it too and managed diabetes very easily just by going on a millet-based diet and walking, like these two things I did, that's when we realized how powerful they are, and we realized that we needed to do something very systematically to bring this to the market. 60 to 70% of our country used to be eating millets and gluten-free foods. Wheat was a very small part of what we used to eat. So largely we would eat millets, and in the other coastal regions we would eat a lot of rice. The kind of rice also was very different, fibrous rice, not so polished. So gluten was not a large part of our diet as Indians, so we are not genetically wired to be eating so much gluten. And that is why there's a very strong case for increasing more gluten-free foods in our diet. And millets really fit the bill to the T, because they are high fiber, they are nutritious, and they are gluten-free, and they have traditionally been part of our diets.
There are many types of millets: pearl millet, finger millets, proso millets, little millets, kodo millets and barnyard millets, and all these grains have one thing in common: ample amounts of nutrition. And they're not bland in taste anymore. Millets are now being made into fluffy bread, gooey porridges, hot khichdis, idlis, dosas and even delicious desserts, as the G20 summit clearly proved. What's more, millets are drought-resistant crops, and they can grow in adverse climatic conditions. They require less water to grow.
Regions that we are working in, that Rajiv and I work in some of these regions, and his NGO Shodh works with farmers from Andhra Pradesh and also in Bundelkhand in Uttar Pradesh. So these two regions that we are working in, which are dry, where farmers are already facing crop failures because of lack of rains, where the soil is not conducive to growing other things, where there is land that is going fallow because we are not able to grow things there. In those areas, millets are a godsend. Millets are also beneficial for farmers in the sense, in today's context, because of climate change, because of changing temperatures. So millets are the only crops that has been proven that with increase in temperature, the yield does not get impacted.
We are working with farmers in semi-arid and dry region. So what I suggest, where farmers are unable to get even one crop a year, so they can plan it during the Kharif season, and they are going to get good returns. So where water is available, I think millet can be additional crop. Where water is not available easily, there millet can work as a main crop.
Millets offer natural resistance to pests and require less fertilizers, which means they're great for soil health too. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for India Today.